Nobody saw it coming, not even the most die-hard Love and hip-hop fans. Just when you thought the drama between Kimbella and Juju had simmered down, a bombshell revelation has reignited a firestorm. And this time, it's personal, in an explosive Instagram live session that already has over 2 million views. Kimbella didn't just throw shade, she dropped names, dates, and receipts. And the name at the center of it all? None other than Juelz Santana. The internet is spiraling. Fans are dissecting every past interaction between Juju and Juelz, pulling clips from years ago that now seem loaded with double meaning. Was there always something going on behind the scenes? And if so, how long has Kimbella known? What started as a cryptic caption has snowballed into a full-blown scandal, dragging friends, castmates, and even family members into the chaos. Emotions ran high, alliances were tested, and beneath it all, a shocking betrayal that threatens to destroy one of the few remaining friendships fans thought was untouchable. But what exactly did Kimbella say? What proof did she bring? And how is Juju responding to the growing storm? Stay tuned. It only gets messier from here. It all began with a single sentence. "You always had your eyes on him. I just ignored it. Until now." That one line from Kimbella's live had fans instantly glued to their screens. No names were mentioned at first, but anyone who followed the drama knew who she was aiming at. Juju. And by the tone in her voice, this wasn't just reality TV mess. This was personal. Kimbella sat in a dimly lit room, wearing no makeup and visibly emotional. Her voice cracked, but her words were sharp. "I played dumb for years," she said. "I knew the energy wasn't right. But when you have kids and a whole relationship, you try to keep the peace, even when people close to you are crossing boundaries." Fans flooded the comments with disbelief. Was she saying Juju, her former friend and co-star, had something going on with Juelz Santana, her longtime partner? The timeline didn't add up for some, but the pain in Kimbella's voice was real. "Y'all remember that trip to Miami we filmed?" Kimbella asked the live viewers. "The one where Juelz and Juju were all in the pool, playing around for the cameras? What they didn't show you was how he stayed up late talking to her, how she followed him around like a lost puppy, and how I started feeling like a third wheel in my own relationship." People started pulling up old clips, slowing them down, zooming in, screen recording everything. Fans noticed moments they never paid attention to before. How Juju would always laugh a little too loud at Juelz's jokes, how he'd touch her arm when he talked, how they seemed to share private jokes. It wasn't hard to start connecting dots. Juju, meanwhile, had remained silent. No response on her stories, no tweets, no denial. And that silence only made it worse. Kimbella wasn't done. "Do you know what it feels like to be made a fool of, not just by your man, but by someone you considered a sister? We were on the phone every day. She knew all my problems, all my insecurities. She was using them." And then came the first real shock. The proof. Kimbella pulled out a small notebook and flipped it open. "I didn't want to go here," she said, "but she left her messages open on my iPad one night. Don't ask how, just know. She slipped." She held up what looked like printed screenshots. "I've got messages from him to her, pet names, late-night meetups, asking if she's coming over while I was out of town. Don't tell me it was nothing. Don't." Even though the screenshots were slightly blurry and the names were covered, fans didn't care. The implication was enough. And the way Kimbella cried, silent tears sliding down her cheeks, made it clear this was bigger than petty reality TV beef. She paused, took a sip of water, then looked directly into the camera. "This is why I stopped filming. This is why I disappeared, because I couldn't fake it anymore. The show wanted us to pretend like we were cool, like we were sisters. But I wasn't going to stand next to someone who stabbed me in the back and smiled in my face." People in the comments were tagging Juju nonstop, demanding she say something. Some defended her, saying there had to be more to the story. Others believed Kimbella instantly. And then came the voice note. "I'm only playing it once," Kimbella warned. She hit play, and a voice that sounded suspiciously like Juelz said, "I miss you. I know I shouldn't say that, but I do." Then a pause. Then, "Kimbella don't see us. She thinks you're her friend. But we got something different." The room went silent. The comments exploded. "No way that's Juelz. She's lying. I recognize that voice anywhere. Juju been sneaky. This is why I don't trust anybody. At that point, the live ended. Just like that. No warning, no goodbye. Kimbella left everyone hanging, mid-scandal. What came next was even more chaotic. Within an hour, Juju's name was trending. Old castmates started posting vague messages. Energy, don't lie. Watch who you trust. Some women play the long game. No one named names, but it was obvious everyone was talking about the same thing. Rumors swirled that Juju had already been kicked off an upcoming reunion taping. Fans speculated she was trying to avoid confrontation. Others said she was gearing up to tell her truth and that she had her own receipts. And then, surprisingly, Juelz posted a story. It was a black screen with just 3 words. They both lying. That only made things worse. People started choosing sides. Was Juelz trying to cover his tracks? Or was he genuinely caught in the crossfire of 2 women who had turned on each? And what about the kids? Kimbella and Juelz share multiple children. Fans questioned what this drama was doing to the family. Some even accused Kimbella of putting it all online for clout. But others defended her, saying she had every right to speak her truth. But behind the public chaos, something deeper was unraveling. Trust, loyalty, and the thin line between friendship and betrayal. And as one fan put it best, this ain't a storyline. This is real pain. What Kimbella revealed was only the beginning. What she didn't share might be even more explosive. Kimbella sat silently in the corner of the green room, scrolling. Through her phone, her fingers trembling. The world outside was spinning, but her focus was locked on one message. The text wasn't just a message, it was evidence. A blurry photo of Juelz Santana too close to Juju at a party no one was supposed to know about. Her heart clenched. This wasn't just betrayal, it was war. Juju, meanwhile, had no idea what was coming. She was still backstage with her glam team, adjusting her curls, smiling like the world loved her. But something in the air shifted the moment she walked out. Kimbella was already on set. Eyes locked. Silence. Everyone in the room froze, sensing an explosion coming. "So you not gonna say nothing?" Kimbella finally snapped, standing up in front of the crew. "You really gonna act like it's not true? Like this never happened?" Juju blinked, caught off guard. "What are you talking about? You and Juelz?" Kimbella hissed, waving her phone. "Don't play dumb with me!" Gasps echoed around the room. The camera crew instinctively zoomed in. Juju's face went pale. "Kimbella, whatever you think you saw, it's not what you think. Don't you dare gaslight me," Kimbella interrupted. "I've stood by that man through everything. And you were supposed to be my friend." The tension was thick, and for the first time in years, Juju looked shaken. "I never meant to hurt you." But Kimbella wasn't done. She pulled up another screenshot, one with timestamps. "This was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks! And you told me you hadn't seen him. Since last year." Juju stepped back, bumping into a mic stand. "It was a mistake." "Nah," Kimbella said. "You're the mistake." And just like that, Juju stormed off set. Within minutes, the drama hit the blogs. Fans couldn't believe it. The hashtags exploded. Juju exposed, Andres Kimbellacries, Juelz cheating again. Commenters picked sides. Some blamed Juju, calling her a snake in designer heels. Others turned on Juelz, dragging up every past infidelity like old wounds never healed. The next morning, Juelz finally broke his silence. In a live video, his face looked tired, unshaven. "I ain't trying to hide nothing," he said, voice shaky. "I didn't expect this to come out like this. But yeah, things happened. It wasn't a denial. It wasn't an apology either. It was confirmation. Confirmation." Kimbella, watching from her bedroom, threw her phone across the bed. She wasn't just humiliated, she was furious, betrayed. The father of her children just admitted to the world that he had crossed the line with someone who once called her sis. "I gave him my life," she whispered to herself. "And he gave it to her." Juju remained silent for hours. Then finally, she dropped a post on her story. Just a black screen with white text. "Some truths come with pain. Some silence comes with guilt." Fans lost their minds. Was it an apology, a confession, or just more manipulation? Later that day, Kimbella's friend and former castmate Emily B called her. "Girl, are you okay?" "No," Kimbella said, raw and honest. "I'm not, and I don't think I'll ever be." Emily sighed. "You need to get ahead of this. Go on camera. Tell your truth." Kimbella hesitated, then nodded. "You're right. That night, she went live. Face bare, no filter. To everyone watching, this is me. Raw, real, betrayed. I found out the truth about Juelz and Juju the same way y'all did, on this damn phone. Tears streamed down her face. But let me be clear, this ain't gonna break me. I've been through worse. But I just want y'all to know, when you give your heart to someone and they break it, it changes you. The internet erupted again. Her vulnerability touched millions. Celebrities started reposting, fans sent support. Even Cardi B dropped a comment. Stay strong, sis, you got this. But while Kimbella was healing in public, Juju was spiraling in private. Sources close to her said she wasn't eating, wasn't answering calls. Even her publicist couldn't get a hold of her. One anonymous insider spilled to the blogs. Juju feels like she ruined everything. She didn't mean for it to happen, but she fell for him. It just happened. But things were far from over. Juju finally emerged 3 days later, and not in the way anyone expected. Her team dropped an exclusive interview teaser. Just a slow-motion clip of her walking into a dimly lit studio, voiceover soft and heavy. I didn't come to defend myself. I came to tell the truth. Fans immediately flooded the comments. Is this her redemption arc? Girl, we ain't forget. Just say sorry to Kimbella. And then the full interview dropped, and jaws dropped with it. Juju sat across from a seasoned interviewer, legs crossed, no makeup, just raw emotion in her eyes. I didn't plan to fall for Juelz, she began. I didn't even know I had until it was too late. The interviewer leaned in. What do you mean? Juju looked down. He was there for me. During a rough patch, we started talking. It was emotional at first, then physical. But it wasn't love, it was loneliness. The internet exploded again. Clips of her confession went viral. One particular line became a meme overnight. It wasn't love, it was loneliness. People quoted it, mocked it, cried with it. Even big names like Summer Walker and Sia reposted it with captions like, "Been there." But back at home, Kimbella wasn't moved. Nah, she said in a follow-up live. Don't let her tears fool y'all. She didn't feel lonely when she smiled in my face last year. Don't play the victim when you were the villain. And just like that, the feud intensified. Juelz remained mostly silent. He posted cryptic messages like, sometimes silence is the loudest truth, and people will paint their own versions of your story. But one particular post stirred the pot more than anything else. An old photo of him and Kimbella holding hands, captioned, "We've been through storms, but love still lives here." That post alone got over 2 million likes, and while some fans took it as a sign he was trying to fix things, others saw right through it. Damage control, one fan wrote. Should have thought about that before. Sliding into Juju's DMs. Then came the receipts. A known blogger dropped screenshots of DMs between Juelz and Juju dating back a year, messages filled with flirty emojis, late-night confessions, and even video call timestamps. Fans were stunned. This wasn't some one-time mistake. This was a full-blown secret relationship. Kimbella reposted the blog with a single caption, "Loyalty don't live here no more." Juju clapped back with her own post. Funny how people scream loyalty after lying for years. The shade was real, and the tension only grew worse when a mutual friend, none other than Yandy, accidentally stirred the pot during an Instagram live. A fan asked Yandy if she knew about Juelz and Juju. Yandy froze. Her eyes darted. Then she laughed awkwardly and said, "Girl, I'm staying out of that one." But that moment went viral. People dissected her body language, replayed the clip in slow motion, analyzed every blink. It got so bad Yandy had to issue a statement. "I love both these women, and I hate seeing this play out in public. But I will say this, sometimes the truth don't come in one piece. It comes in pieces. Cryptic. But enough to get people talking again." Meanwhile, producers of their reality show couldn't believe the ratings spike. The storyline had become the biggest drama of the season. Insiders leaked that executives were planning a face-to-face sit-down between Kimbella and Juju. Fans begged for it. And then it happened. On a rainy evening, cameras rolled as Kimbella walked into a neutral set. White couches, dim lighting, no audience. A few minutes later, Juju entered. The air was thick with tension. Kimbella didn't speak first. She just stared. Long, cold, unreadable. Juju finally broke the silence. "I know you hate me." Kimbella's eyes didn't move. I don't hate you. I pity you. I never wanted to hurt you, Juju whispered. I swear to God I didn't. You didn't just hurt me, Kimbella said slowly. You embarrassed me, humiliated me. You betrayed a sisterhood. It wasn't supposed to happen, Juju said. I was lonely, broken, and Don't, Kimbella snapped. Don't make excuses for Juelz, and don't you dare make excuses for yourself. A tear slipped from Juju's eye. Then what do you want from me? Kimbella leaned forward. I want you to stop hiding behind pain. We've all been hurt, but not all of us turn into the thing that hurt us. For a moment, silence filled the room, and then Kimbella stood up. This ain't about just you and him. This is about every woman who ever trusted a friend and got stabbed in the back. And with that, she walked out, leaving Juju alone, crying on the couch. That clip broke the internet. Twitter couldn't handle it. Threads, fan reactions, even parody skits flooded social media. And one thing was clear. This story had become way bigger than just a cheating scandal. It was now a cultural moment. Celebrities weighed in. Megan Thee Stallion tweeted, "Protect Kimbella at all costs." Lala Anthony dropped a story saying, "Some lessons come wrapped in betrayal." And through it all, one question remained. Where was Juelz? The silence from Juelz became deafening. Days passed. No statements, no responses, just shadows. Some fans thought he'd fled the country. Others claimed he was hiding in plain sight, still in New York, still watching everything unfold. And then, late one night, his voice finally returned. Not on live TV, not on Instagram, not even through a press release. It came in the form of a leaked voicemail. A blogger dropped the audio bomb like a grenade. The clip began with Juelz's voice, shaky, tired, almost broken. Yo, I don't even know who I am anymore. He paused, breathed heavy. I messed up. I lied. I cheated. I disrespected the one person who held me down when nobody else did. Kimbella, you didn't deserve none of this, the line crackled. There was more. And Juju, I ain't gonna front. I cared about you. But it was wrong. It was weak. I used your pain to cover mine. I didn't love either one of y'all, right? Fans were stunned. Some called it growth. Others said it was too late. But Kimbella, she wasn't impressed. She reposted the audio with a caption that shook the internet. Men only find their truth when the world stops clapping. Juju, meanwhile, went quiet again. No stories, no tweets, no appearances, just digital silence until another shock hit. Shock hit. A different source leaked footage from behind the scenes of the reunion shoot. A full-blown argument that never aired. It showed Juju screaming backstage, mascara running as producers tried to calm her down. You told me he loved me, she yelled at someone off camera. Then Kimbella's voice cut through. Girl, you told yourself that. They had to be physically separated. Producers didn't release the footage officially, but once the leak spread, the damage was done. Viewers now realized the feud was even nastier than they thought. The clean version aired on TV was nothing compared to the emotional bloodbath backstage. Things escalated further when Juju posted a now-deleted tweet. People love to play victim when they've been the villain behind closed doors. Kimbella fired back instantly with a post that read, "People who break homes shouldn't talk about doors." At this point, fans were choosing sides like it was a national election. Team Kimbella shirts started trending. Juju's followers began shrinking. Even influencers were weighing in. One blogger wrote, "This drama is deeper than love. It's about broken trust between Black women, between sisters, between friends." The ripple effect was real, but the I'm real chaos, it hit when Kimbella dropped the final blow. In a raw, unfiltered video, no makeup, just her and the camera, she said, "There's something none of y'all know. Something I kept hidden for too long." Her voice cracked. "I've been going through this for months. Therapy, tears, silence. But now I'm done hiding." Then she dropped the bomb. "I'm pregnant, and it's Juelz's." The internet broke in half. Comments flew faster than ever before. Wait, what? OMG, this just flipped the whole story. This man got Juju on the side and Kimbella carrying a baby? Juju said nothing. For 2 days, no one did. Then, out of nowhere, Juju posted a black screen with one sentence in white. "Congrats. I hope the baby doesn't get lied to." That was it. No tag, no name. But everyone knew. Kimbella clapped back instantly with a photo of her baby bump and a message. "He may come from pain, but he'll be raised in truth." That moment turned everything upside down. Even people who had sympathy for Juju now questioned her. "You're salty because he's starting over with his real family," one fan wrote. Another said, "You were a secret. This child is a legacy." Meanwhile, producers rushed to adjust the reunion finale. They added a post-credit interview with Kimbella shot just days after her pregnancy announcement. In it, she was glowing. "I'm not perfect," she said, "but I'm strong. And I'm finally free," fans cried, tweeted, reposted clips with captions like, "This is the closure we needed." But behind the scenes, drama still brewed. A source close to the show leaked that Juju was pitching her own tell-all special, one that would reveal everything Kimbella left out. The pitch promised deleted texts, unfiltered footage, and the side of the story no one wants to hear. Executives were reportedly debating it. Some fans begged for it. Others said, "Let it go, Juju." Because, for Juelz, he's been silent again. But whispers say he's been meeting with lawyers, trying to figure out custody plans, paternity rights, and what kind of damage control could be done for his public image. One paparazzi snapped him outside a Manhattan courthouse. When asked about the pregnancy, he just muttered, "She deserves better than all this." But it was unclear who "she" even referred to. And just when everyone thought the dust had settled, a final twist emerged. A mysterious anonymous blog posted a series of screenshots allegedly showing Juju contacting Juelz after the pregnancy news. Messages like, "You're gonna forget everything we had? That child doesn't erase what you and I shared. You promised me more." The authenticity couldn't be verified, but the screenshots looked real enough to spark chaos. If true, they hinted at something dark. Juju wasn't over him. And worse, she might have been trying to win him back behind Kimbella's back again. And now, after all the screaming, the silence, the leaked clips, and broken friendships, the truth still feels incomplete. Kimbella stands tall, pregnant, emotional, but firm in her decision to move forward. Her followers praise her strength. They repost her photos with captions like, "Unbothered queen," and "She carried herself with class." Juju, on the other hand, is locked in, a war with the internet. Some defend her. They say she was misled. Others call her out, saying she betrayed a sisterhood for a man who never gave her commitment. Her silence now speaks louder than her posts ever did. As for Juelz, he's disappeared from the spotlight once again. No interviews, no rebuttals, just distance. Insiders claim he's trying to avoid legal trouble. Others say he's finally waking up to the mess he created. But one thing's clear. This drama isn't over. The reunion may have aired, but the real story continues to unfold online. Every comment, every repost, every shade-filled tweet fuels the fire. Fans are divided, but one thing they all agree on, this was the messiest love triangle in reality TV history. And the question remains, will Kimbella and Juelz find peace in parenthood? Will Juju come forward with her side of the story? Or is there another twist none of us saw coming? We want to hear what you think. Do you believe Juju was the victim or the villain? Is Juelz really done with both women, or just biding his time? And will this baby bring healing or more heartbreak? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, and if you thought this was wild, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Because in the world of love, lies, and leaked receipts, the next bombshell is always just one post away.